Hey Brad, this is Jim from Quik Stage. We spoke on the phone earlier today, and here is your riser system, or stairs I think you're using it for. And this thing got a little bit more complicated than what you and Mark discussed, and I wish they had talked to me before they sold you this project. But I went ahead and did it right. We're not charging any extra money. We're done. We took your cash, and I always honor my deals. So what you're getting is a really safe system. It's accomplishing everything you want. The problem you have is you're trying to slide this, from what I understand, into an 8-foot slot, and it's virtually impossible to do that because, I want to show you on the side, you have to somehow keep these decks like from flipping up, especially the top one. And so we have to use these little brackets on the side. And so the bolt head's sticking out. I'm guessing you're probably 8 feet and an extra ½ an inch of width, so hopefully you've got some room to play, but you have to use these brackets or you're not going to be safe. Okay, so see how we got a little flat bar here, it just goes on that. And then he had just sold you a diagonal brace across the bottom. Well, that doesn't work like that because, again, I had to keep everything to the inside. If I had put everything on the outside, it'd be too wide. Again, going back to you're trying to get into an 8-foot hole. So we ended up using 1-foot braces in between every bit of it, separate clamps, did it all. And we ended up doing a brace across the back because there's high height in the back. And if you're bracing the sides, you somehow have to tie it together. So you're getting an extra brace there, okay? Now this may look like it's complicated to set up. We're going to go ahead and number and letter everything. We'll give you a little drawing. It's really simple to put together. These are just clamps like this, and that's like a curved clamp. There's a straight clamp, and so some of these we trim just to get rid of the extras there. So we're going to go ahead and number them just to make it easy for you to put together. And then on these flat bars, so when we build these extrusions, or when we run these extrusions on the CNC machines, we put all these holes, and that's for a guardrail. This is for like chair stops, things like that. So we just try to utilize these holes when we're doing these brackets. You know, it's something we just jerry-rig and put together. So we try to use these wing nuts. You see these right here? We just do a bolt with a wing nut. Makes it really easy to put together. The only problem here is that you're going to have to use a bolt nut, or a nut on the top back up in here. I don't have these tight because there's not enough clearance to spin the wing nut there. So there's a wing nut on the bottom one because you got plenty of room to turn it. Up here you have to use a bolt. Okay, that's the only thing. If I can, I'll show you on the other side. But that's it. We'll show you exactly where they are. And again, it's 12 inches there. We're sending along a few extra little parts here. Let me show you right over here. We had made a couple of these extra brackets here, and then we made a spacer here 12 inches because you got a 12-inch like that. So when you're setting it up, it's a little bit of a guide for you. Okay, we'll send that along. That's what that's for. Actually, we sent 2 of them so you can put one on each side. So all these little 1-foot brackets here that we made, they're all hand drilled, handmade, so they're not exact. We try to use a template as close as we can, but it's within fractions. Okay. So sometimes when you get these longer legs, when you're putting them together, all of a sudden you're going to think, oh, the hole won't line up. You kind of just got to give the leg a little bit of kick or something like that, and because it may not be, it looks like it's straight up and down, but it may not. But everything will fit. I put it all together. We ream the holes out a little bit bigger, and it looks really good. So I want to show you up here where that bracket is. You see up in there, there's just a nut on the top of that bracket. That's all you got to do. And there you can see there's a wing nut on that one. Okay, and again, just how the brackets go here. So I'll shoot some pictures for you, but this is it. I mean, it's really a sweet system. It's going to work. The only thing I worry about is your width. You know, you said you needed exactly 8 inches. It's just impossible to do what you want to do here and do it in 8 feet. I think you need 8 feet and plus another ½ an inch or so because of this bolt here. But don't set this up without these brackets on here. Otherwise, you get up here, this thing's going to tip back, and you're going to have some liability there you don't want. So we did it right. We're sending it out the right way here, and we want you to set it up the right way. So somehow you got to figure that out. Any questions, give us a call. Oh, hey, when you're setting this up, there's male and female locks. You're never going to utilize the locks, but I always like to set everything up in the same direction. So the male lock, or the female lock, looks like that, So, and then the male lock is the one with the little hole on. I would always just start, we just happen to turn, put the holes to the back because that way you wouldn't see it, okay? Except that back deck right there. So that's how I would do it, but it's up to you, it doesn't matter. But I pulled out these little plugs. Typically we don't use these holes, we put a plug in them. So I've already removed the plugs, so that's where you'll know where to put the brackets, okay? So if you turn them in this direction, like it is, I got the female lock on the right hand side. The back deck should have the hole to the back. That's to access the male lock. Again, you won't use the locks unless you're locking these together. So again, any questions, give us a call. And I hope you enjoy your new riser system and your step system. Thanks a lot, Brad.